Right before we started talking, our call kept getting interrupted because your work was calling you. And I did ask if your work knows that, like, this is how you're dressed. And you informed me that you work at a place that's pretty comfortable with you being a cosplay celebrity.
Last December, I did a Pennywise Santa Claus. My boss walked up to me and she was like, "How hard is that to wear?" And I was like, "Not that bad. Why?" She's like, "Can I have you come as your Santa Wise for work?"
Are you the only cosplayer at Hot Topic?
There's a couple others that dabble in it, but they're not like as hardcore as I am.
I'm Sam Sutherland, and this is Extremely Online, a show about the internet made over the internet. Even if you don't know the word cosplay, you know it when you see it. It's like an adult dressed as Spider-Man.
I started very small. Like my first convention I went to, I didn't dress up because I didn't know it was a thing. I was like blown away by seeing everybody in costume, and I was like, this is what I need to do. This is me.
Back at Anime North 2004, my first convention, and I saw the people dressed up, and I'm like, that looks so much fun. I really want to do that. And the year after that is when I made my first costume.
I remember seeing this boy, he was dressed up as Kyo from Fruits Basket. And I freaked out. I was like, "Oh my God, you're Kyo." And he freaked out because I knew who he was. And he's like, "Can I just hug you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Because you knew who I was and you made my day." And I was like, "Well, you made my day because you're Kyo."
I love that. I mean, it really is about sort of connecting with people at the roots of the things that they love the most, right?
Yes.
Candy and Angelic Luca got into cosplay the old-fashioned way, through a fan convention, which is literally the oldest-fashioned way you can get into cosplay, dating back to 1939 and the first World Science Fiction Convention in New York City. The convention drew future superstar sci-fi authors like Isaac Asimov and Ray Bradbury, who were featured alongside the costumes of Myrtle R. Douglas or Moroyo. She and her boyfriend bring all these costumes, they dress up, and that becomes an integral part of the convention experience, where popular cosplayers are invited to conventions as featured guests alongside Star Trek actors and Serenity bit players, the very people that they are often cosplaying as.
I started just going to cons, and then some of my friends I met through the community were doing guesting. And I was like, this is a thing? And that's when I wrote Toronto Comic Con, and they took me, and my dad went nuts and bought me like 300 prints, which I didn't need. I still have them today. And I was like, wow, you can do what you love and also do it for other people who love you back. That opened the door to me meeting the community and learning so much more. I actually met one of my best friends through the community.
Candy Cosplay, we met at a few conventions, and then she came to my cosplay picnic that I organized in Hamilton, and we just became best friends, and we've been friends for like 5 or 6 years now.
Cosplay is a hobby rooted in stuff that you do at home. Watch TV shows, read comic books. And so while the pandemic rocked big IRL conventions, it was already in a position to thrive in new ways. There were big online cons that sort of tried to grab a lot of the guests, tried to grab a lot of the ad dollars. Let's be honest, that's probably a huge part of it. Slightly below the surface, you had these events like Comigram, which are these totally DIY, totally fan-driven attempts to connect with a different audience.
My name is Marianne Sawyer. In March, I decided to make a virtual Comic-Con on Instagram called Comigram 2020. I wanted to make another resource, another kind of solution or band-aid of a Comic-Con because I know that there's a lot of vendors and artists that are missing out on commissions and income this year. I wanted to make a source of entertainment, but also just community because I think we all really need it. We need that social connection. I decided to do this 5 days before launch, which was very stressful.
I've never been to San Diego Comic-Con. It sounds super fun, but it also is basically just where you go to learn about new Marvel movies. And that's cool.
Look at this. So this is phase 4.
But still feels disconnected from the outsider fan spirit of those first science fiction conventions. Do you see what you're doing as connected to sort of that original lineage of cosplay and of comic conventions?
That's kind of what I was hoping for. I think it's something that we forget when we go to a convention is where it all started and what good it's done for our community.
You got two different types of people that go to cons. You have your people who are just there to see the celebrities, and then you have your people who go who are the hardcore cosplayers or love to see the costuming.
I kind of look at Comigram like community supporting community or community connections, making sure like smaller businesses have that support. One day, how cool would that be to have Nathan or anyone as one of our panelists? But all of our guests and panelists were local creators. We had like 4 or 5 different special effects artists come in. Jen the Undead, she's amazing. She was on the Walker Stalker cruise for The Walking Dead. We had Attack of the Steph, so we helped kind of bring a new following to our smaller creatives.
It's my second and last panel for Comigram 2020. Today we will be discussing memes, how they've improved and destroyed my life.
Comigram had a lot of really exciting programming. And so like the typically massive footprint of an IRL convention, it took place over every platform imaginable, capturing that quintessential feeling that there's something really good happening in another room that you are not in.
There was something for everyone at all hours of the day. We had panels starting at 8 in the morning and going until like 2 in the morning. So it started on Instagram. We went to Twitch. We made a Discord chat for panelists, for our vendors, for our artists and cosplayers. And then we also have Facebook just for general chat and then Zoom calls to have that con floor atmosphere of chatting to friends.
Yeah, baby.
We had a cosplay masquerade for our big event and it ended up being on TikTok.
Gonna do the Tuesday.
Ranging from anime to Marvel, DC, Star Wars. And we had a range of people who are new to cosplay and just created a costume for this event to people who've been cosplaying for 20 years. I had my phone up for one panel. I was on playing a game with everyone else on my laptop. I was DMing a D&D session. I was like, this is like, what even is life? Like, this is so crazy and insane.
Wanted to post a couple of pictures on Instagram, did that, check. Did my dishes, check. Ate dinner, check. Drank 8 glasses of water today, check.
What would be nice when this is all over would be to have these more accessible DIY fan-focused events exist alongside expensive opportunities to have your photos taken with one of these Spider-Men. Because in some ways, the online experience can be better.
You bring in a lot more people. Not everybody would be able to come to a convention.
We've had people reach out to our messages saying like, I haven't been able to go to a convention in years due to my health or the costs of how to get there. I mean, with the thousands of people that do go to conventions, it can be overwhelming.
I don't know who that is, but he was kind of a big deal.
Something positive about online conventions is it's all going right back to the community in a way. Vendors set up their own rates. They don't have to pay anything to be a part of our event. They're just getting a platform to, sell their art. Each person makes this community unique and special in its own way. So whether you have 200 followers or 200,000, we featured everyone. And that was really special and important to us too.
Are there things that you feel like you've tried and been unable to capture, things that you really can only get out of an in-person experience?
There's always something special about the buzz of lineups. And I know that sounds really annoying, but there's something really cool about looking down the line and seeing everyone else excited for the same thing you're excited about. Something about the sound and like the atmosphere that convention halls bring is something special and something I really miss. I miss the smell of conventions, which is weird to say because everyone smells really disgusting.
Until we can smell each other again, there is a lot of Instagram Live in the future of our noble cosplayers.
When lockdown happened, every day we'd get in a different cosplay and get on Instagram and chat with each other and chat with our fans. Hello.
First we did our original costumes that we had, and then we got creative and we asked people what they want to see. And then people would tell us like a theme, and then we would go closet cosplaying.
And even if nobody watches it, me and my best friend were still communicating with each other, and we got to hang out with each other doing something we love together.
But mostly it helped us mentally, like me and Kane, it's like sometimes Candy would be even like, oh, we need to do a live because like I really need it. It helped so much mentally.
And then it got to the point where we were running out of cosplays. They wanted to see a Batgirl. I had nothing for Batgirl. I cut out of a red tablecloth her Bat logo, taped it on, and everybody thought this was a legit costume. Before we ended, I tore it off and I showed them that it was just a piece of tablecloth duct taped to my chest.
yeah, it was very fun. We definitely enjoyed it.
Bye, guys. Have a good night. Love yous.
For now, it's the best we can do. Because that spark of connection that we're looking for, the spark of loving something so much and seeing someone else who loves that thing and they love it so much that they dress like the thing, is just as powerful wherever you find it. And it might be easy to forget, but it really is powerful.
My cosplay career started because I saw princesses at a hospital and I thought, how cool is it that these princesses can come in and spread positivity and smiles to these people that are struggling and at maybe the lowest point of their week, their year, their life. For the past 7 years, I've been doing hospital visits. I miss doing that. I miss reading kids to bed as Princess Belle or Cinderella or Rapunzel. Sometimes it's just its own therapy or its own meditation just to put on body paint and be a Twi'lek from Star Wars, or put on my suit and be Captain Marvel. Like, there's something special about the feeling of being a character and being someone else you're not, especially when a world is so turned upside down right now.